Hey guys, welcome to Make Money Count and welcome to 2025. We are here and we are going to talk about some predictions today, which I'm very excited about. Some predictions that we have for the year to come. And what's best is we have our own predictions, so one of us can bask in the glory of being correct or closest to being correct at the end of the year.
Very likely neither of us will bask in any glory.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Do you notice any difference in the bags under my eyes?
I do. Why?
Well, you're full of shit. Because I didn't even use them. But Austin, for Secret Santa, got me like some type of mask for underneath my eyes, which I haven't used.
I used them last night or 2 nights
Really?
ago. Yeah.
Oh,
Do I look different?
No.
Okay.
No.
They're quite large. They're shockingly large.
Oh, good.
They're not like here. They're like this big.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they really get you covered. Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay, predictions 2025.
Predictions 2025.
Austin's eye masks aren't going to work.
Yeah, that's prediction number 1. We know that's correct already.
But I feel like you're not really a real estate podcast if you're not doing predictions.
No, yeah, correct.
Yeah. The one thing that I can be 100% certain about is that everybody that's doing these predictions is totally full of shit.
Because they don't back it up, or you
No, just like, okay, like for instance, I read this article the other day, and I'm not even going to say where I read it from because it's kind of embarrassing or disparaging to the journalistic integrity of the esteemed institution that prepared this drivel.
You sent it to me and I read it, so I'm.
I didn't send this one to you. I wouldn't have sent it to anybody.
Oh, okay.
But it started off, it was like, top analysts and economists predict 2025 is going to be, a killer year for real estate.
Right.
And then it goes on to reference like a bunch of realtors.
Right, of course.
Who all have a dog in the race.
Yeah.
Who all want to see property values skyrocket.
And are probably all in the top 1% of, sales for retail.
I don't even know if they're in the top 1%. I feel like it's just people that like gave $500 to the publication to say like, can you put me in something?
Well, I think that's the joke about the top 1% is I don't think they're all really in the top 1%.
You realize we do a lot of business with realtors, right?
Yeah, I know. We love you.
Okay. But anyways, why don't we start off
Okay.
with two things that I think are going to affect all of the predictions.
Okay.
And then I want to hear your predictions first.
You don't want to do them like at the same time?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the way we do it. I
Yeah?
think. I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, and we'll pull this up for you
At home.
who are watching at home, cozy in your on your couches with your blankets on top of you as you enjoy the last of the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know this is what I would want to do if I was relaxing at home. Anyways, okay. The first thing is this. Look at this. Polymarket again. The chances that Trump will impose a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
The chances have gone down.
Amazing.
They were at a high of 41% on December the 23rd.
Okay.
And we are now at 16% today.
Oh, wow.
And that's on it gives you, Polymarket's pretty cool. It gives you like the volume of dollars that are being bet on it. So this is almost $500,000 in volume of people betting on whether or not Canada is going to get tariffed.
This is the site we talked about the other day, right?
Yeah. And we're now down to 16%, which oddly enough is the lowest it has been since you could bet on this, which was November 26th, which is the first time Trump opened his mouth about it. You should feel confident about that. And it's a big, listen, 25% tariffs on Canada will destroy the Canadian economy. And all of the predictions that you're hearing from economists and experts are meaningless in the face of a 25% tariff. I can tell you, like, industrial right now is getting smoked because people are definitely timid as they enter into the marketplace to either expand a factory or spend money on capex, and that's going to drive the economy.
Right.
Not only industrial, obviously. Like industrial is actually kind of like every other piece of real estate right now, like similar to what happened with the condo market, right? There was a ton of money flooding into it. It was doing really well. People were building because there was this insatiable demand. All of a sudden, interest rates went up, threat of tariffs, economy starts weakening. There's too much industrial. Anyways, so the two things I want to consider as we go through these. Number one, the chance of tariffs continues to drop. We're not going to have tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there will not be tariffs.
That's prediction number one.
Yeah, well, I mean, that wasn't something that we said we were going to do for
but
the
that's prediction number one.
And the other thing I want to look at, Poly Market again, Trudeau out before April.
Right, yeah, that was the other one.
Is at 77%. The highest that's been was 83%. But the one thing I think, like, barring something weird, Trudeau's gone. And that means we have a conservative government. It's going to be a majority conservative government. And hopefully we can pivot to like what I was talking about, right? Like a theme of excellence, a theme of like the best person does every job, right? The best person for each role gets that role, and Canada works towards just this standard of excellence and collaboration with the United States. And honestly, if that happens, sky's the limit, baby.
We're on.
What I don't want to see happen is, like, I don't know if you saw this, Kevin O'Leary was on.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to go and we're going to do a deal with the United States, and I'm going to go to Mar-a-Lago, and we're going to have one passport, and we're going to.
I saw that one passport thing, yeah.
Like, I don't think Canadians want that.
No, yeah.
Right? I don't think now is the time to negotiate things like that when we are so on our back foot. Right? Anyways, so I think those two things are going to, they certainly guide what I believe is going to happen in the condo market, and in the interest rate market, and in the housing market, and the economy in general. So I wanted to put those out there before we hop into our predictions.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the prime rate?
Sure.
That was the first one that we put out. That's like the piece de resistance, though. I'm only pulling out my phone because that's where my predictions are, because we kept this anonymous.
And also, we don't have the budget for both of us to have a laptop.
Yeah, exactly. It's a one laptop kind of podcast. All right. Prime rate in December 2025, 3.95%.
Oh my God.
Well, you think it's lower, right?
No. You can look what's mine. 3.95%.
Hey!
I think that there's definitely like it could definitely be a little higher.
Right.
Like when I was looking at some of the numbers, I think that, and the way the Bank of Canada approached the December cut, I think that there's certainly a chance that we're 25 basis points or even 50 basis points shy of that. So what does that mean? Like a 4.45 prime rate or
4.2?
4.2?
Yeah.
But I still believe that there's so much weakness in the economy. And like so many of the articles that I read now are centered around, like, did you see the one today about mortgage delinquencies? Mortgage delinquencies are up. Consumer confidence sucks. Businesses aren't spending now, which is going to create a problem down the road. And it's a bit of a lag. Just like interest rates have a lagging effect, so too does capital expenditure and investment in business. So I'm with you, which means the overnight rate is 1.75%. Okay, 3.95 prime.
From 5.45, so
Okay.
a point and a half off.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to do next? We had the rates, and then we had average prices for properties.
Let's do rates. Let's do mortgage rates. We are
a mortgage brokerage.
Yeah, we are a mortgage brokerage.
Okay. So best 5-year fixed rate right now Absolute best case scenario is $399.
But that's insured.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That's what I yeah.
Fine.
So I
Okay.
think the absolute best case scenario.
What's the best, like, uninsured? Oh, did I put you on the spot?
No, like 4.25 kind of thing,
Okay.
like low fours, yeah. So I think the best rate you're going to see at the end of 2025 is going to be 3.69%.
30 basis points lower.
30 basis points lower. So on average, fixed rates will come down by about 30 basis points.
That means Justin believes bond yields are only going to come down 30 basis points next year as the overnight rate drops 1.5%.
The only thing that the reason that like is we always talk about reversion to the means or like, and so and we've been talking about the fact that the prime rate has a long way to go. Like the prime rate has a long way to go to catch up to where the norm is, which is that, variable rates are a little bit lower than fixed rates at any given time. So that's why I said 3.69.
I don't.
You think more?
No, I don't disagree with you. Like, I like what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I actually, for some reason, didn't fill these ones out, but I'm going to just do it off the cuff.
Yeah.
I think that it's dependent on what happens in the States.
Right, of course.
If the American economy shows any signs of softening, then you'll see yields drop in the United States, which means yields will drop in Canada.
Right.
Right now, that's not the case.
Right.
But I would be biased towards the downside of that. And I'm going to say a sub 3.5 5-year fixed rate by the end of the year.
Okay. I'm so excited to do this at the end of or in the beginning of 2026.
Yeah.
And then recall these clips.
Yeah.
And know that I'm basking in the...
Yeah, and who knows? We could be doing it with like the most perfect under eye situation ever, because maybe it's just a long-term play, these eye things that
it's like not a one and done type thing.
Okay, variable rate discount. I love this one.
Yeah. So best variable rate discount, I would say if we come down to 3.95, I came up with prime minus 45.
Yeah, I was prime minus 50.
We're not
So
too far
right,
off.
Yeah, I mean, which means we're both going to end up being wrong. It's going to be like prime minus an alien. You know what I mean? Like, all of these predictions are going to be like just thrown in the garbage because we're going to find out that those drones that are flying over New Jersey are actually aliens.
Yeah.
And they've come down and like...
What do you think that would do to the market?
What would that do? I don't know. Like, it'd be like... I love this game. You know that, right? I love this game. What would it do if aliens... Okay, so give me what happens. Okay, so do we just find out that there are aliens, and how do we find out?
No, they make
contact.
They make contact.
Like, how do they do that?
Like, peacefully.
Okay, and what do
we
they
all
say?
know what would happen if the aliens came down and it wasn't peaceful.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter what interest rates were at that point, I don't think. So they say, like, we want to be collaborative.
I got to think it all goes to hell, buddy. Honestly, I think that the aliens, the only reason why they're coming here is either to take us back and put us in like some kind of petting zoo, or to destroy us and steal whatever minerals we have. I got to think.
Okay, so yeah. I was going to say, like, even if they do come in peace, I think that it's going to be hard to trust that they're here in peace, right?
Yeah, so interest rates
go down,
go to zero, and the financial system probably stops working.
Yeah. Disintegrates.
And get a gun.
Yeah.
I think. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen in 2025.
No, definitely not.
Okay. Let's go into some other meaningless bullshit in comparison to the aliens.
Yeah.
Okay. Housing prices.
Yeah, housing prices. So we did like semis, townhouses. I think we just do condos and detached. Or do you want to go through all of them?
Sure. Okay, so listen. As of right now, when we pulled these numbers off of Wawa.
Yeah.
Shout out Wawa.
Yeah.
The average price for a detached home was $1.45 million. This is in the city of Toronto.
GTA, isn't it?
Yeah.
GTA.
GTA. Okay, so let's just address that first.
Yeah.
1.45 was a detached home.
Right.
Will a detached home go up or down? And what will it be 12 months from now?
So for sure up, not building any more land, as we said, except in Dubai. And 1.725 was that's a big jump, I think.
So you went 175,000, which is like significantly more. You didn't do a percentage like a normal
No, I didn't do a
person.
percentage like
I
a
like
normal
that.
person. Yeah, I just went with the price.
I like it.
So 1.725
Okay.
million. Very specific.
I went with a 7.5% increase
Right.
in the price of a detached.
That's
home.
like bidding zero on the Price is Right, though.
Yeah. Well, no. If we were playing The Price is Right, and you went out there with like 12.5%,
Yeah.
I would say no. I would say $1.
Yeah, $1.
Bob, and have your animals spayed and neutered.
Yeah.
Okay. So semis.
So again, what was it now? Because I didn't do a percentage. I
Okay,
didn't know
currently-
yeah.
It is at 1.07.
Right. So I said 1.2.
Almost $1 million on the button.
Yeah. So I said 1.2.
So you went with like another like 15%.
Yeah.
Like, let's go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I went with 5%.
Oof. Okay. Okay.
Although I think that there may be, in retrospect, there may be a little more movement on the semis because of the CMHC change. So
Right.
all that sub $1.5 million stuff might just catch right up.
Right.
But I'm not as like bullish.
Right.
I also think that kind of complements well with the fact that rates are going to go down so much.
Right. Right.
Townhouses,
Yeah. What did we?
I had-
what was it? No, but what was the number right now?
like almost $1 million on the button, 994.
Right. So it
What's
went
your
down. You thought you went down? Oh, 994 it is. So I said 1.05.
Only 10% on the townhouses, eh? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I was 5% on the townhouses
Right.
too.
So we're pretty in line for like,
Yeah.
our spread.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay,
then condos.
condos.
This is the exciting one. So right now, what is it? 600 something?
Yeah, so the average price of a condo in the GTA is $690,000.
Okay. So I said 850.
Oh my god.
Probably not right. But.
Oh wow. I said 0 as an
Change.
expected increase.
So you think it's not going to move at all?
I hope it doesn't go down.
Right. Oh, right. You're
The-
just hopeful it doesn't go down.
the quantum of units that needs to get absorbed in the market.
Right.
I wish there was a poly market assessment for how bad the immigration numbers are going to become
Right.
in Canada, because that's like the third impact factor for our economy, right?
The thing that guided my answer on condos was I was reading an article about the slowdown in construction and stuff like that, but I think that's past 2025. That's like a 2026,
Yeah.
2027 thing.
I am concerned that there's so many condos coming to the market in 2025. There are so few buyers. The investor is gone. The condo problem takes longer than a year to fix.
Right.
And the only thing that shortens the time horizon of the condo problem is immigration.
Right.
Because we don't have a population that is growing without immigrants coming in.
Right.
And just like these knee-jerk reactions from our politicians, right? These are going to create more problems. You have to understand, like, any time that you're relying on the politicians to solve these serious problems, you're just going to create another problem.
Right.
So I worry that condo problem still has,
A little bit to go.
like, I think in the short term, condos are flatlined. Rents probably aren't going up at all in the next 12 months. They may be going down a little bit. But then I think that conditional upon what happens with the Canadian economy, the other thing is, like, if the economy starts to pick up because of its ability to complement the American economy, then immigration happens. People kind of want to come to your country because it has opportunity. And at that point, we can maybe kickstart this thing.
Right.
I was also listening to something else where someone's prediction for what was going to happen in the Canadian economy, what they referenced, they said, the thing I feel, they said, it seems to be that now in modern times, recessions don't last very long.
Right.
Because as soon as the impact starts being felt, there's this kind of communal effort to relieve it.
Right.
And every country in the G7, save for the United States, is in this situation to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And all of them will be doing the same monetary and fiscal policy initiatives in order to relieve some of this recessionary burden on people.
Some quicker, some slower.
Yeah. So I think 2025 is going to be like another kind of shitty year.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it. I don't think you're going to see anything spectacular come up. I think housing prices for the detached stuff, I do agree with you. They're going to go up slightly. And that's just because interest rates are going lower.
Right.
It's not because the economy is going to be significantly healthier.
Yeah.
I think that takes a little longer. And I feel like we've been saying that too. I feel like it's been since kind of like 2023 where we've been like, next year is going to be a little bit tough, but the following year is a one to watch. But c'est la vie.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Either this is going to be the most watched podcast or the least watched podcast. But either way, I'm okay with it.
Again, I think it'll be somewhere in between.
Yeah. That's our prediction. All right, don't watch. Or no, definitely watch.
Well, you already watched it.
But don't
You're screwed.
don't subscribe.
This is 16 or 17 minutes you're never going to get back again unless you're watching it on fast play, like the 1.5x, which is smart. You're smart if you're doing that. Bye.